coming to the stage. It is the man who's always upbeat, very svelte, and on his passport it says Das Bob. Shaking
I
it, hear it,
I almost didn't
Shakers
make it through
Lounge.
that intro without laughing because it's so funny. This is the most generic call to the stage stripper beat ever.
And here is I'm DJ Work from Home is my name now, also known
The
as
best,
Adam
laziest
Ryathorn.
DJ name. What else could you be called though if you worked from home and you were a DJ? That's it.
Yeah, it
I
had to
mean,
be.
you're not willing to go anywhere. You're not willing to give yourself a cool name.
Um,
And our DJ name's really cool.
no.
It's just, we should, yeah. Like, I mean, they're not cool, right? Like, I'm not the only one who thinks like just because, oh, it's cool. He's like, whatever, a marshmallow or a cat or a marshmallow cat. I don't know.
I saw in town there was a
I'm
DJ.
old. I don't know DJs.
There was a DJ Swiss Chalet, and
That's not a D. That's just two. That's a DJ sign that got put over a Swiss Chalet sign poorly. That's not a real person.
DJ's Burgers was about to open on top of a
That's
Swiss
right.
Chalet.
And the sign just they didn't put it on properly.
I mean, they just get weird, silly names in general. What's the? Every weekend there's a duo act that DJs at Dundas Video, where we used to do all the Geek Swap stuff, and they're called Free Babies, DJ Free Babies. I'm like, that doesn't sound appropriate.
You know what that is? No, I know what that is. That is the actor DJ Qualls selling babies.
Yeah.
Well, giving them away, I guess, because DJ's free babies.
It's Free Babies.
I think that's just missing it like an apostrophe in an S.
DJs Free Babies.
Every 2 weeks at Dundas Video in Toronto, DJ Qualls will give you a baby.
Well, the funny, it should be DJs because there's two of them, but they go
Yeah.
by DJ Free Babies.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
DJ's free babies. That's what it is. I'm 100% correct. There is no facts that can make me wrong.
On one of the very first Terrible Fest, we did a short from our local friend Joran Call. You would have remembered meeting Joran in passing. We made a cartoon where a mother and child see a vending machine that sells mutant babies, and someone gets really mad and throws a brick through it and steals all the babies and then sells them on the street for money.
Wait, why would they be mad then? Are they mad because they didn't think of the idea?
Yeah, well, they were mad that they couldn't get the baby they wanted with the vending machine because they didn't have enough change. So they got mad and threw a brick through it. Then they thought, oh, now I have a whole bunch of babies with pieces of glass in their faces. So I'm just going to put up a little stand on the corner and sell them.
I feel like this short needs to be broken down more. There needs to be a think tank put against it.
Well,
I feel like that person wanted to sell babies and then was like, well, whatever. I'm going to get the baby I want, but I don't have enough money for that baby. So now I'm even extra mad. So now I'm going to smash it, take the baby I want, and then sell. What's the actor DJ Qualls?
No, it was a small baby that floated around as well. It was a floating baby that wanted a baby.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You keep adding layers to this.
Yeah, it was
It's
layers.
like
There's
a
layers to
ba-
this cartoon.
it's like a baby onion baby.
Onion
It's like a
babies.
Cabbage Patch Kid, but made out of onions because it's got layers.
But if it was a cabbage, it would have layers as well.
I'm on an onion thing right now.
Because you're an
Right now,
ogre.
cabbages to me are like watermelons.
Sure. Just don't boil them in your house because they smell like shit.
What, watermelons?
No, cabbages.
Well, I went to watermelons. You've
Oh.
lost me.
Well, moving on from that, this is the podcast where we talk about Terrible Fest. Happens in March every year, and the returning for its second time, Son of Terrible Fest, happening next month, October 14th. That's a Friday at 8 p.m. at Eyesore Cinema. Also at 8 p.m. online on twitch.tv/Riot at the Movies. You can watch a condensed version of the festival, all the ones that are allowed to be streamed online for free. So you get about an hour of that. But if you come down to Eyesore for a measly $3, because I'm cheap as hell,
Plus travel.
well, yeah, explains why I'm broke. I don't know why you would travel for that. I mean, okay,
That's
well,
come to my film festival, but I mean, I wouldn't.
okay, well, I mean, take the bus, take the subway, take the camel, but You don't need to come all the way from Hamilton. One of the things that is happening at the festival is there's one of the shorts that I'm playing. I'm not announcing until the 3rd of October because on the 1st and 2nd of October, I may be getting this wrong. It actually may be the September 30th and October 1st. I have to take a look, but that's Nasty Frames is a festival happening in Hamilton. They do a bunch of short films mainly. They have a couple of features happening over the 2 days at the Staircase Theater, and one of the shorts they're playing is the same short that I've chosen. And I like those guys, and they're in Hamilton. That's close by. It's a measly, quick go train trip. So I'm not going to advertise that we're playing that short until they are done. But if you're keen to my social media, you would have seen in the last 24 hours I posted an ad for Nasty Frames in my stories on Instagram, and that's the movie. The movie that short is the one that I'm playing as well. So those who are on the in with us, who are the limited people that listen to this special every 2 weeks video on YouTube, they get to know what that film is if they're smart.
So when after this happens in March, then what are we gonna do?
Well, a bunch of things is gonna need to happen because I have decided. I decided this week that on November 1st, I'm actually going to finally turn off that free um, submission form on Film Freeway, so we won't be getting films sent to us anymore after that. Um, I might put it for a couple of dollars, so we might get one once in a while, but we won't get this flood of constant short films and features and weird shit that's been coming in. Um, just because I'm going to announce after November 1st what March's lineup is, because I think I already have it.
Well, don't say it now in case someone's listening.
I'm not going to say it now. I'm not going to say what the list is, because I still am giving myself until midnight on November 1st to decide if that's exactly what I want to do. But I think at that point, it just keeps filling up and filling up and filling up. I've like completely lost track. I have a feeling over the last 2 weeks, you haven't really been going in there and looking at many of the films
It's
either.
just this. It's the exact same reason that you go in there and you're like, "What am I supposed to do here?" And it's like
Yeah.
3,000 hours of film.
At least I get the constant text messages that come up every time one comes in. But the last 2 nights I've been up really late because Sarita and I have been working on a project that needs to get done this weekend. So we've been up till like 5 o'clock in the morning every morning because we're a little behind, which is a blessing because Sarita has been able to take on projects that can use me for help. So at least I can be useful and help this household. Um, a cheers to all us fat guys that have a stronger woman behind them. But
Well, they're only behind us because I'm fat.
well, that's just
Could be in front of me, and you never know.
well, that's the only reason you can't see them is because we're fat.
Blocked out from the light.
Blinded by the light, rolled up like a douche in the Roner of the Night. Anyway, beyond that, because I've been up till 5 a.m. working the last couple of nights, I will see all night long more and more stuff come in. I'm like, who's sending these things at like 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning?
Yeah, but they're from other places.
Yeah,
so-
no, it's true, but some of them are not. I'm getting a lot from Canada, from America, that I think they're just like really burnt out and going at 5 o'clock in the morning. What do I do with my film? Oh, here's a free one. Thank God. There's something to do.
I'll send it to Adam. He won't like it.
Yeah. Actually, thinking of that, let me go to an email. I just got 2 things today. One of them's called Player Zero. That I might actually look at that. We'll get into the concept of how I choose not to even look at things on this anymore.
Well, I mean, there's just so much. Like I said, like you get notifications, but if I don't go on every day,
Yeah.
I don't even know. And because we both look at them, if there's one that I was like, oh, I'll watch that later, and then it's not got a new thing on it anymore, if I don't like, write anything down.
Right, because if I've clicked on it, it doesn't show new, so you don't know if you've seen it or not.
Yeah, I don't know if it's new or if it's just something. And then weirdly enough, there are a bunch that are like close in like titles or what they're about.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of anything that's super foreign is either like really really serious. And I mean, I guess we're Canadian, so technically anything outside of Canada is foreign. But I mean, anything non-English language seems to be like really serious, and they take their horror and cult movies a lot more seriously than apparently we do. So
In general, I find from what we've been getting so far, where's this guy from? There's since I was setting up, so in the last hour, here's one I'm definitely not going to check out. Even that, if it was another world, this title would be really funny. Captain World versus the COVID-19. Yeah, who's not going to look at that? Me, this guy right here.
it should be Captain World versus the COVID-19s.
Yeah.
That would be even better broken English.
Well, being that it's like, then it's just a metaphor, and so it maybe might make me want to check. Okay, here's the email. From Oversea Dept 4. This is the title on the title on the email actually says application for cooperation. But the person who sent it to us is Oversea Dept 4. It says, Dear Terrible Fest Toronto team, we at S Films.
What's films? We have films.
We films. We at S Films makers, a global film festival submission platform with our official website linked below. We've been following the publicity of your upcoming festival closely, and it resonated with our agency Space S ideals. Before
okay,
big space
super real.
Going any big space further, S Filmmaker is an international film festival submission platform based in Beijing, China, specially designed to connect with the Asian independent filmmakers market. But is that we've been watching the publicity of your.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
We've been looking at the pieces of paper you print off and put on telephone poles in Toronto.
That's like when you get those phishing emails out of your Facebook or Instagram that goes, "Hi, honey, I've been watching your Instagram. I've been watching your." It always says your profile carefully and find that it really connects to me. So I'd like to get to know you more as a person. And that's shockingly I don't get a lot of those. I find a lot of friends tend to post weird phishing ones that they get. Me, I only get, at least on Instagram, I get the ones that say, hey, we're a brand representative and we'd like you to be able to be a brand representative with us for some jewelry or something, because I think they just send that to everybody. But I know a lot of people who their profiles, it must be because their profiles look more like they're single, or it's more just about them as a person, when I do a lot of like reviews and advertising and stuff like that. So maybe that's why I don't get them. Maybe it actually means that someone is actually looking. But once in a while I do, and it's always hilarious because as soon as you say, I've been looking at your profile a lot and find I really connect with it, I'm like, there's nothing real on my profile at all, which means if
that's why they connect with it.
Yeah, because
they're not real either.
Well, yeah. So it's not a lie, but I mean that's all the more reason.
No, I know, but they're like, you're talking about stuff that doesn't really exist, and they don't really exist. That's a connection, Adam.
Yeah, therefore I know that's not a person I want to hang out with. I'm not calling them a liar. I'm just saying. So I'm a piece of crap too. What do you think? Well, my answer is you're a piece of crap. Goodbye.
Why would I hang out with you, you piece of crap?
Yeah, but you're a piece of crap. Exactly. Takes one to know one.
That's right.
That's why
I
made bad movies.
I don't have social media, so I don't get anything.
Right.
Every now and then, even though I don't have a bank account there anymore, TD Bank sends me an email and asks me if I want to open up an account so I can get a free iPod or iPad or tablet or some sort.
The only, other than my own bank, because of the specific emails that I'm set up for, but the only time I get weird fake phishing emails is CIBC seems to be the fake account that comes in and says your account needs to be updated, and I'm like, I have never had a CIBC account.
Well, that's why it needs to be updated.
Yeah, updated by giving it one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The internet, it's a terrible place out there. It's not safe for anyone.
I don't use it.
I know how to apply it, but I don't use it.
I mean, I use it to stream, but like, what's the fun in social media? There's no fun. You shouldn't even listen to podcasts.
But that's why this really isn't a podcast; it's just a YouTube video. So you're streaming it.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
It's still technically streaming podcast too, but I mean, like, who wants to listen to two weirdos talk about crap?
A lot of people.
That's you, the listener.
Just you're just living up to the intro I gave you when I played our great music.
Is this a Super Stripper dance song?
I believe it's this.
It's fun. I can't not laugh. I tried again. It's too funny to me. Coming to the stage for your viewing pleasure, it is Candy.
As I introduced you as the man who's always pleasant and extremely svelte.
That's right. I extremely smelt. I'm the most smelt person in the planet.
It doesn't say you smell. It just means a lot of people have smelled
A
you.
lot of people smelt me. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm smelly.
Who
I sound
smelt it,
good.
dealt it. Looking at a DVD box set here in my hand that is Crypt of Terror, horror from the south of the I just put the word "the" in there from south
of the border.
from south of the border, Volume 1. Most of the movies on here I have, but it has a Part 1 and Part 2 of Vacation of Terror, made in 1989 from Guapo Galido, and I really want to see this. So,
Look, I thought the story was going somewhere like that. No, I have these movies and I want to watch them.
well, the other ones I don't have, but it does have Don't Panic on here, which I haven't seen in a long time. I do want to watch that again, but I had recently got, because Vinegar Syndrome released, Cemetery of Terror and Grave Robbers, which are both pretty good. If you have not watched Cemetery of Terror, it is also on Tubi. I do kind of advise it. It's definitely someone was making two different movies and neither got done, and they edited it into one movie. But so
funnier is I think both those movies are on Shudder because everything both the Arrow Player and Shudder get like a shit ton of
yeah,
like horror movies because it's almost October and then they'll all be gone. Like I mean, Shudder is all horror movies anyways, but they just like cram their thing full of it and be like, look, instead of quality, here's a lot of them. Like, oh, great,
well, yeah.
thanks.
I think those two, though, the Cemetery of Terror and Grave Robbers, they'll probably stick around because they were big releases from.
You said they just got released, right?
Yeah, they got like a big fancy release.
If they got a fancy release, they'll probably stay. But yeah, no, it was funny that you mentioned it. I was just like, oh, because it's almost. I mean, in this year, according to the last podcast we did, we've supposed to have been celebrating Halloween for the last like fucking 90 days. So that's the new thing now. So I mean, like, where's the motherfucking train, Adam?
Well, it's only because the Munsters movie hasn't yet come to Netflix, but it will next week. So then everyone will be completely Halloween, unless you've seen it, because I hear it leaked and everyone's been watching it.
I have no interest in it. Like less than none.
I still have Netflix, so I'll probably put it on in the background just so I can then say negative things about it later. But I'm not going to waste my time searching to steal it.
Now. I'm happy to be that kind of person who's like, oh, that movie's garbage. They're like, oh, what didn't you like about it? I'm like, I don't know, I didn't see it.
But the review from all the people who've been stealing it so far is a consensus pretty much matched as, oh, it wasn't as terrible as I thought. But that's truly because they thought that it was going to be the same as if their colon had rotted and fallen out while they were in public. So
yeah, that's not like it. I mean, saying it's not as bad as I thought isn't saying it's good.
Yeah, but it could be Jeepers Creepers Reborn, which came out in a limited theater release this week, and a lot of reviewers went out to see it, and not a single one. I've seen reviewers who actually take things very seriously, and and they actually like try to like give everything a chance because they're open to the whole horror genre, or they're guys from like major release companies like Fangoria or Rue Morgue, where it's their job to kind of put a spin on it because they're probably going to work with these people later on, and they still went, what the fuck this.
That's gonna be bad if you do like a reboot of a series that was made by like a convicted pedophile.
Yeah,
and they like the movies made by the convicted pedophile better than yours. That's fucked, man.
I never got around to seeing Part 3 because that was it was still by that pedophile guy, and he had just gotten out, and it was really an awkward scene for everything, and I knew it was going to be done on the cheap. Plus, I knew that everyone was really hating on him at that time, so it just kind of went to the back burner for me, even that you can watch it for free on anything nowadays. But then this new one came out, and it was going to be exciting to people because it wasn't made by him, and it was going to be a new spin on it because people like the movie, so they want to be able to like it without him.
The first one, yeah, I remember the first one being quite popular.
I particularly like the second one. The second one is this like upped game to ridiculousness. It's done as a claustrophobic slasher movie. and it's super fun. And it really still really has that '90s feel because there's a cliche group of pretty teenagers who are all going somewhere and about to get slashed, and they're all '90s looking haircuts, but dressed
Nice.
in clothes to make them kind of look like an old Corman film because they're a football team and they're all wearing their cliche Letterman jackets like any football
Right.
team wears those anymore.
Well, yeah, that's all they wear. That's what I've learned from television.
Yeah. And the
That's never
cheerleaders are
changed.
hanging out in the bus that they're going to an overnight event in and still wearing their cheerleader gear and
Yep.
practicing their cheers on the bus. Like, I'm sure that's what goes on. But yeah, every guy slightly looks like Josh Hartnett because every generic guy in the '90s looked like Josh Hartnett, or at least they all had bad haircuts, so therefore you thought it was him.
Was Josh Hartnett in The Faculty? Who am I thinking of?
Yeah,
Not that's not
he's
Elijah Wood.
he's in the
But he's the
faculty.
other guy in The Faculty, right?
Yeah, and he's also in Halloween H2O.
Yeah.
He's the son of what's oh my god, why can't I think of her name? What's Michael Myers' sister uh, called? But Jamie
Jamie
Lee
Lee
Curtis's
Curtis.
character. But what was that?
Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Laurie, yes, Laurie. His her name is
Yeah.
Sarita from the other room.
Lori Lee Curtis.
Laurie Stroud or Strode.
Yeah.
But she has two different kids in H2O, and then by the new movies they pretend that doesn't happen.
Well, yeah, they didn't. I thought the newest movies don't even pretend. They pretend that like Halloween 2 didn't even happen, right? I haven't seen
Yeah,
any of the new ones to be
yeah,
honest. I
they
haven't
do.
really been. I
My
mean,
own.
Halloween. I know this is blasphemy. I feel like that's all I am. I'm the shittiest fucking horror fan because people will be like, "Oh, like Halloween." I'm like, "Yeah, that's all right, I guess." I mean, I like the weirdness of Season of the Witch because it's not really a slasher movie
Yeah,
in
Season of the
that
Witch is
way.
totally a me movie too.
Yeah, like, and I mean, I don't want to hate on. I mean, I do want to, but I don't just want to hate on movies that other people like. But I know after a little while, I feel like you get to a certain age where you just get tired of it, and I want younger people to discover all like the movies. But I mean, like, how long past Halloween before there's a generation of people who are like, oh, yeah, Halloween's good, but I like this slasher movie from a different generation or this movie from a different generation. I don't know. Maybe I'm just. I mean, not maybe. I am old and grumpy, and I'm tired of hearing people. Oh man, have you seen Halloween? Well, fuck yeah. Everybody's seen fucking Halloween. Like the answer is yes. If you're talking about Halloween or like Friday the 13th, fucking yes, we've seen it. We've seen it. I get it. You've seen Night of the Living Dead. Good for fucking you. Nothing make it. Things like it's a public domain fucking movie. It's fine. You've seen it.
Do, do people come up to you, Bob, and just ask you if you've seen movies? That's what's
But that's
you
the
know.
reason why it's true. Like random strangers, and then, like I pass by someone on the light transit rail, and they're just like, "Hey, you got a movie shirt on? Have you seen Halloween?" Yeah, you fucking dick. I'm fucking 40 and I'm fat. I've seen Halloween. You piece of shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah, every fucking day. Went to the fucking farmers market today, and some hipster motherfucker was just like, "Oh, hey man, if you see Friday the 13th, it's like this new movie. It's totally undiscovered." Yeah, fucking asshole.
And you headbutted him. You didn't even answer. You just
No,
headbutted him
that
and
was his
left.
answer. The answer was my fucking forehead smashing his fucking nose.
Well, I could at least say, for me, people don't ask if I've seen it. They ask, what do I think about it? But it is always this concept that we believe people say, "Have you seen it?" Which I'm sure it must mean that a lot of people are getting that conversation out there, and I just think they should get new friends. But I think at least with Halloween, it's like Dracula. You don't even have to like it because nobody really gives a fuck about things that have Dracula in it. But you consider him like the OG of that. So if you're watching other horror movies, it makes you think, and at some point, it's going to allude to that. Because Halloween is for sure not my favorite slasher. The first one doesn't even hit that sped up level of a slasher until the last 2 minutes of the movie. I love the original Halloween 2. I think Halloween 2 sets all the standards for what a slasher that I like is. Um, but I mean, by the time that you get into the slashers that I personally really like, there is a certain level of self awareness already going on, like by Slumber Party Massacre. they already, the only reason it's happening is because it's playing against the concept. But that's where I give like Wes Craven shit for doing things like Scream, because the generation, half younger than us, really really loves Scream. Scream is their
That's
starting
true.
point.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge fan of that one either, because
Me neither.
it comes off and then I get it. I get why they like it, but my issue with it is the same reason I don't like American comedies, is because or 21st century comedies, because it's like, so we're doing a thing that's playing off the stereotypes of slashers. So we're going to constantly tell you that we are
Yeah.
doing a thing that is playing off the stereotype instead of just doing it. Yeah. It's explaining to you what it is more than actually being anything.
I mean, that's the definition of the reason why I don't like Cabin in the Woods. Because I mean, even the name of that movie, he's like, "Look what I did, ha ha." And I mean, it's like he's making fun of himself, and I mean, I get it. I'm like, oh, that's fun, I guess. It's like 8 minutes into the film, the only thing I really enjoyed was the part of the film that isn't very much like his other films, like the storyline with all the monsters being released. Like I found that really interesting, and it was fun, and those characters were fun and funny. But when they did, and I know that was the point,
Yeah.
but it's to me that's what you're saying. That like I get it. Like he came out and he was just like, oh, that's the point of that part of the movie is to show like how kind of ridiculous the whole genre has become because of Evil Dead. And I'm like, yeah, but that's why I don't like that part because I don't want to watch it anymore. I get it. I'm tired of it.
At least that movie picks itself up for me at the halfway point when it stops being about the cabin at all, and then it's the whole thing where it's like, we were playing against the stereotypes. Oh no, we're not, and we're something completely
But that's the
wacky and
problem. But
weird.
halfway through, like Adam, I only got so much time left on this planet. When I'm halfway through a movie, if it's like now we're better, it's like no, it means you're half of a good movie. You're not a movie that changed my expectations halfway through. You're a movie that told me that you're going to be about this, and I didn't like that, and then you're like, oh, we didn't like it either, so here's a better movie for 45 minutes. It's like just make a 45-minute movie then.
Luckily, that movie was made because anyone makes 45-minute movies.
I mean, you do.
Well, that's why I'm not kind of a failure. But at least it kicks it into gear before the last 5 minutes, like Halloween does.
Yeah, but see, I don't like Halloween either.
Yeah.
This is what I'm getting at, Adam.
But all I'm getting at is I enjoy it more than Halloween. It's not
I'm the
on my
worst
favorite list.
horror movie fan ever. You like a horror movie, I probably disliked it.
Monstered, your favorite movie. You never go back after Monstered.
I don't remember Monstered.
Yeah, you haven't seen it yet.
Oh yeah, there you go.
And then its
That's why
sequel,
I don't remember.
Retarded.
That's,
I thought you just died. I thought you just fell over when I said that.
no,
That's
I said that's offensive? Question mark.
Yeah. Well, I mean it is, but they exist. I think they're both now on Tubi. You can watch them both back to back if you wish.
I mean, I'll watch anything, but I mean, I don't have to like it. I know we live in the era where we're supposed to say something nice about everything, but for the people who say let people like things, I say to them, let people not like things.
But then you have to let me enjoy Cabin in the Woods when I watch it.
That's fine. I'm not telling you you're wrong.
Okay,
I'm
good.
telling you why I don't like it.
I'm watching it right now, so shut up, Bob.
Probably the first half, which is garbage. That's the only part you probably watch, you fucking asshole.
It's true. I hate.
Go around asking people, "Hey man, have you seen the first half of Cabin in the Woods?" It's fucking good.
Are you one of those posers who skips to the second half because you can't handle it?
You can't handle the fucking meta of it, you piece of shit. 45 minutes into the Cabin in the Woods, if you're still fucking watching, fuck you.
It's been so long. I own a copy, but it's been so long since I've watched that. Isn't that Thor as the cliche Letterman jacket wearing guy in that one?
Yeah. Yeah, Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah. It should have been Liam Hemsworth, the better one.
It should have been. If he really wanted to be meta, he should have hired like the shittier versions of the actors. Every one of those actors has like a low rent version.
At that point, I think Hemsworth was still the shitty one because I don't think Thor had come out, and I think Liam Hemsworth was in the first. I always want to call it the Crying Games. What the hell? The Hunger Games. You got something over your mic now. You're eating your phone or whatever.
You're eating your phone.
Yeah. What are you doing? Oh, weird. You're cutting out. You're turning into a Slipknot concert.
Good.
I was able to hear good fine, but that was about it. All right, let's see what happens.
No, I'm done now.
I'm done this bullshit. Walk off the show.
Wait, can I do that?
I'm out. Peace. Uh, so let's do a quick run through some of the terrible titles that have come in. A couple of them I've watched, but a lot of them I have not. Just in the last 2 days, some things that have made me question: should I watch this?
Question being alive.
Yeah, well, question why I do what I do. Here's one title from someone called Cappuccino Galletti. That was
We can move on. That was good. I got that.
Capucine. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. But the title of the movie is just called "Please Don't Touch." 9 minutes, 15 seconds. Oh,
Documentary about pedophilia? Question mark.
it's Jeepers Creepers 3.
Documentary about pedophilia? Question mark.
So here's one that's pretentious horror fan. I wonder how you react to this. It's just called the short film, which is 2 minutes and 32 seconds long, is called Frankenstein Was the Doctor.
I hope it's just a guy going, he was the doctor. It's Frankenstein's monster. Fucking idiots.
Again, a thing like it needed to be told. We
did.
get it. We just accept
guy-
that we want to call him Frankenstein now. So get over it, people. Then there's one that's 5 minutes and 8 seconds long. It's just called The Woolies.
Isn't there a movie called The Woolies already?
Is there? I don't know. What's The Woolies?
I don't know, but I bet you it exists.
It's a bunch of mammoths. It sounds like a 1980s kid show, like one of the many Smurf ripoffs.
But like mammoths, but in cartoon form.
I just figured they'd just be people made out of wool. There's Night Terror.
If you type in the oh, there's a thing from 2011 called Woolies.
Hmm.
It's just a guy staring at me.
Is it Woolly Bullies? Oh, it's a and it like it's a yeah, right. It's a weird little, not little, but he's a large thing, I think, isn't he? Oh, there's
Well, the thing I got was a short film about people who worked at Woolworth.
oh, I wonder if that's just what they sent to me. Oh no, okay, yeah, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, because it says short film again, but
Yeah, maybe this one's old though. I mean,
It
I
does,
guess
yeah.
people could still send old films even if you say not to.
what a bunch of jerks.
Well, you're the one who opened up a film thing. So this
Harsh,
is on you.
Bob,
That's what I'm,
harsh.
This is on you. That's what I'm trying to say. You're the second half. You're the first half of Cabin in the Woods.
You're the second half. You're the guy in a suit getting killed by a mermaid man.
Yep.
Right.
Man-made.
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 What else we got? What's the last couple of things? You Made Me, 16 minutes long. Evelyn Dead, 2 minutes and 16 minutes long. It's like Evil Dead.
Evelyn. Oh, Evelyn Dead. Like that joke from Robot Chicken.
I mean, I don't know that one, but I'm sure because that sounds
No,
exactly like a thing they would
it's
do.
when the He-Man stuff's going on, and then she says about being Evelyn, and then Skeletor's like, I always thought your name was Evelyn.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes, I do remember that. There's a movie that's only 1 minute and 47 seconds, and it's called It's Me. So why don't you look
It's
up
a
that one? I
DDP
think
thing? No, that's a DDP one.
if
I don't
it's
need
not
to see that. I know what that is.
I-
That's about his yoga.
all right. Well, there's The Long Goodbye. That's 1 hour and 41 minutes long.
That's not as long as that clown movie, so you should send them a message that says, make it longer.
But if it's just him saying goodbye, good at 45 minutes, bye.
Yeah. Oscar worthy.
Yeah. I found one that was 10 minutes long. I can't remember. Not 10 minutes. It was 10 hours long. That was in
Oh
there.
yeah, no, I remember going through that, and because you can search by length,
Uh-huh.
and you have a 10-hour one, and then a 3 minute. I think the 10-hour one is probably like a minute long, and then it's just like 10 hours of blank. film.
Yeah. I was afraid that it was just some terrible virus, so I didn't want to look at it.
I mean, that's legit.
There's one called The Black Hour, but it's only 3 minutes and 4 seconds long.
Well, that's not an hour, then, is it?
Yeah, maybe that's a statement about racial inequity.
That a black person's hour is only worth 3 minutes and 46 seconds of a white person's hour?
Well, when you say the word "worth," that makes it sound like it's pro that, but an hour that's given by the man in the system to black people is only equal to 3 minutes and 4 minutes.
Yeah,
So
well, it's semantics. That's what I said.
right. There's one called PPP, just three P's,
Yeah,
4 minutes
I
to
did
30
that.
seconds long.
I did that after you hung up.
PPP. Superstition, 13 minutes and 12 seconds. Oh, here's one that's 40 minutes long, and it's called The Kate Bush Factor.
Well, I won't like that.
It-
Unless, I don't know.
Where do I make comment about Bush? But
That's what I was thinking.
yeah.
But what's the point? That's
But
what
what's-
everybody else was
what's
thinking.
thinking?
So.
but this only happened because of Stranger Things. So someone made a 40-minute video about how Kate Bush is relevant, and they only did it because of this season of Stranger Things. So I don't
Well, I
care.
haven't watched Stranger Things since season 1.
Yeah.
Kate Bush in season 2.
No,
Or
this
5, wherever they are now.
and I haven't even watched season 4, but just like the amount of shows already that have already spoofed it. There's a scene in season 4 where they have to make this one girl listen to, and not 11, the other girl in the show now, who
12.
12, right? That they have to make her listen to Kate Bush to come out of a trance, and she floats when she does it. So
Is this a spoof or?
no, though that's what happens in season 4 at one point. She has to listen to like her favorite song to get out of a trance, and when they
She picks
do,
Kate Bush?
yeah, she loves Kate Bush because it takes place in the 80s. And so they put Running Up the Hill on little headphones on her head, and it makes her float in the sky until she breaks up out of the trance. And that has been like used as an image in like everything for the last like, I don't know, 5 months.
Mm.
This is what you save yourself from staying off the internet in most major
I mean, you're
television.
not proving to me that I need to go back to the internet.
Oh man, with the one break in the new character from that season who wears a shirt for his D&D club that's called the Hellfire Club, and he's a metal dude who really loves Metallica. So to fight off the evil, he goes to hell and he plays Ride the Lightning in hell to scare or the Upside Down to scare away the demons.
I
And
like calling it the whoopsie do.
the whoopsie but because of that, he that character has become the most popular thing. I think I mentioned to you the last time that when I was taking the GO train past Fan Expo at the same time a Blue Jays game was on, there was like 100 people wearing Blue Jays shirts, and then another 100 people all wearing Hellfire Club shirts because like everyone at Fan Expo was wearing one, and so it was like the weirdest Warriors remake ever.
Yeah, I'd see that game, right?
Yeah, it was the baseball furries versus the Hellfire Club.
The baseball furries.
Yeah, because they all dressed up like birds, so they're featheries, I guess. But shut up. But
All right then.
let's see what else we got here.
Oh wait, I have a comment on that. That's fucking stupid.
Okay, good. There you go.
Move on.
Move on. You're
I'm
welcome.
just sorry. I got lost in the whole.
Oh, you were watching Ghost of Mars earlier, you said. So there's Life on Mars, 17 minutes. Haven't watched that one yet, so that's...
There better be a scene in it where a guy says the Ice Cube. Where's that motherfucking train? If not,
They just bring it up. That's what happens in the best thing that ever happened there. Oh, it looks like I clicked on this one called Dracula's Guest, 6 minutes. I have no memory of it at all, so it couldn't
I
have
hope
been
it's
that
a remake of The Guest, but with Dracula.
great. but people are still not suspicious.
No, not at all.
But he's completely Dracula in every like.
Shows up at nighttime in a coffin on their doorstep.
Yeah, visible fangs, cloak, everything.
Yeah.
Can't see his reflection, but they're still like.
Played by 1980s Leslie Nielsen.
Yes. Oh man, I haven't watched that in years. I should watch that this Halloween
See,
season.
you said earlier in this podcast that there's no good Dracula movies, and I say Dracula Dead and Loved.
I still stand by that there's no good ones, but there are ones I like watching.
I know, but you are the guy that likes the beginning of Cabin in the Woods. It's my new thing now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna throw against any like pompous horror fan now. You're probably one of those people who like the first 40 minutes of Cabin in the Woods. Because how do you respond to that? Yeah, I guess. I mean, I like the whole movie. Oh, of course. Now you say you like the whole movie. Fucking liar.
Fucking liar. So here's a movie that was only 2 minutes 12 seconds long, and I was really excited for this when it popped up. Adam's Extraordinary Life.
Whatever.
That's what it's called.
Again,
It-
I was gonna make another pedophile documentary joke, but
Well, it gets worse because when I first clicked on it, it, it just shows an older man like with his hands on the shoulders of a young boy, and I'm like, ah. that,
so my joke would have been actually proper.
but it's about a guy who's teaching his younger brother to make films. So it already like so one, it's just somebody's personal story of their life, and not really my interest, but I get why you would care. But then the other part is it's that thing we've talked about on the show before, that it's a filmmaker making his first short film about making films.
But he's making films with children.
Well, at least it's his brother.
It's his brother. No, I don't know. I think it's crap.
Yeah, no, it did.
Can't we
It
just send these people emails?
it's to say crap.
Dear sir, or madam.
This is crap.
Crap. Fine. Reginald T.
There is a feature that came in 2 days ago that's an hour and 18 minutes long and 26 seconds and 18 cents that is called Hysteria. I'm like, wasn't that a movie with The Who in it?
Wasn't that a Def Leppard album?
Oh, yeah, right.
Your answer was a lot more quality than mine. Mine was like the shit line answer of that. Wasn't that a Who thing? No, it was Def Leppard.
You're the one who's right, though.
I know.
There are titles for several movies that are similar like that have The Who in them, but yeah, that's not one of them.
Like-
You're right.
Like Tommy Boy.
I think it's just called Tommy.
Whatever.
You just remake Tommy
That Chris
Boy
Farley
with.
movie's totally a rip off of a Who album.
It'd make more sense if he was deaf and blind in that.
Like the scene where he rips the door off the car after he broke it, and then he blames it on David Spade. David Spade comes out and lifts the handle, and it falls off, and he's like, "What did you do?" And then he right into Pinball Wizard.
Well, again, he didn't know he took the door off. He's deaf and blind.
I don't watch that. Tommy 2, Tommy Boy.
I remember I didn't watch Tommy Boy until Black Sheep came out, and so in my mind, those are the same movie. Like,
I mean, they literally are the same movie.
They just did the same movie twice as different characters.
Yeah.
There was one of them. The only one that I really ever remember is there were two scenes. One where they're like burning weed in the back trunk of the car or something, and they get really high while they're driving by mistake. And when they get pulled over, they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, officer. How fast was I driving? 10 miles per hour on the highway." On the road? You said rude. Road. Road. But there's another scene where Chris Farley is sleeping and he won't wake up, and David Spade, they're in a hotel. David Spade has gone somewhere and done stuff for the morning, and he's knocking on the door to get Chris Farley to wake up, and he puts on a voice going, "Hello, housekeeping."
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You want clean towel?
And stuff,
Yeah. But I'm like, I don't even know which movie that is. I don't know which one of the
does it
two.
matter?
No, I guess not.
It's a Chris Farley trilogy. It starts with Tommy, and then Tommy Boy, and then Black Sheep.
I thought you were gonna say that the third one was Beverly Hills Ninja, but David Spade turns into Robin Show for some reason.
No, it's Tommy, and Chris Farley's played by Elton John.
Wait a minute. Let's just remake Tommy right now, starring Alan Carr.
I mean, Alan Carr would probably want to do it.
Yeah. He would have made the movie Rocket Man better.
I think that's true. They should have just cast Elton John as himself.
Yeah, no, the weirdness of that would have been more interesting.
70-year-old Elton John playing like 10-year-old Elton John.
Yeah.
Oh, stop, Diddy. Genius.
He just tells everyone to slag off already. You are a horrible cunt pig. What? There's a movie that's 9 minutes just called The Sprayer. Does that make you want to watch whatever that is?
No, there's lots of like movies online you can watch for free on adult sites called that.
There's a thriller that's 15 minutes and 34 seconds that's just called A Tension. Not tension, just one. A tension.
Yeah, just one single tension.
Yeah.
Someone going, "Did you feel that? Get tense in here for a bit." That's gone. And then credits.
So here's one that I can't make fun of, but because I haven't watched it, so I can make fun of the director's name, Katrin Butt, like our good friend Ian.
Yeah, can't make fun of that. That's you don't pick your last name. I mean, some people.
But you can't pick your butt. I so thought to myself.
That's on you, man.
I was like, it's not worth it. Don't say it, Adam. No, I'm saying
It's
it.
worth it.
The movie though is called Mama, comma, we still have curtains in the garden! Exclamation mark, dot 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 dot.
That's too many dots.
Yeah, it is. Too many damn
Only
dots.
3. After 3 dots, it has no meaning. It's just period, 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 period.
Yeah. That's too
So
many
write an
periods.
email.
There's one from Canada. It's 13 minutes long.
Write an email that will be completely misconstrued that says, "Dear madam, you have too many periods."
But like our other emails, they do have to start with "Dear Sir" or "Madam."
Dear sir or madam, you have too many periods. Therefore, we cannot play your short film. Yeah, that's a sexist charge coming right at you.
They just get in the way.
They get in the way of making good film. Your periods. We take it out of context.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. From Canada, a 13-minute short film called "Don't Text Your Ex," which
Boo Canada.
Boo Canada. Ooh, this has a fun title. I'll probably watch this one, especially because the director only has an initial for a last name. Aria K directed this. Yeah.
Aria?
Maybe it's Aria. It's Arya.
Oh yeah, so Aria.
Yeah, Aria K. It's not like that's the location where you find her. You find her in Area K.
Aria K.
But the film, which is 9 minutes and 52 seconds, is called Gift Box of Darkness.
Ooh. Like Dick in a Box, but in the dark.
Which honestly would be better. Jump around, Bob.
No.
Or just move around in a circle or something. I don't know. You sound like you're at the Slipknot concert again. Oh man, you're gone. Gone. Flick your computer. Flick it. Or flick your phone.
I hit my phone. There's something wrong.
Oh, there. Now you sound fine. What'd you do?
Nothing.
Oh, do you have your hand on the microphone?
I have not, other than when you hung up and I went for a pee.
Yeah.
I've literally been in the same position.
You're on your phone though.
Yes.
Put it on the table. And now talk.
I don't want to.
Oh, now you sound fine.
Now I feel like I'm being put on the spot.
No, you're put on spot for the 7-Up mascot.
Well, Adam, until you move out of Toronto and closer to where I live, this is what the quality is going to be.
The quality's great now.
Yeah, because everything's good on my end.
Because you're on the table.
I picked it up. See, it makes no difference.
No, now I can't hear you.
Your problem.
Now you're fine again.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go put the phone in the bedroom. And you keep listing movies. See how that goes.
I'm not cutting this out of the show. This is staying in the show. This part is quality.
That's fine. I'm gonna leave you here on the table. I'm gonna do some arts and crafts.
Do you want to watch Mud Boy? It's 15 minutes long.
No, that seems like get a weird Aztec bowling out of that.
About the color eaters.
I mean, that seems racist.
It's a feature over just over an hour, 1 hour and 11 minutes long exactly. So it's 11:11. No, it's 1:11. Shit. If, but it's called Purgatory.
Oh, it's gonna be way longer if it's gonna be about purgatory.
You would think, right?
Hmm.
2 hours and so 3 hours long. 2 hours and 57 seconds for free ticket. Do you get a free ticket to something after watching it? Now you get a free ticket to go watch the movie somewhere.
Yeah, but wouldn't you have just watched it?
Yeah, I know. It's bullshit.
Dear sir, madam, your ticket system is bullshit.
Oh, okay. Here's one I did watch. This was fairly local too, and so I was like, oh, it it's short. It's only 5 minutes long. Its title is called Fuck. So
Okay.
I was like, oh, I should want to watch this. But 2 minutes in, I figured out what the shtick was, and I was like, no, I'm not doing it. It's done well for what it is. If the joke had not been done a bazillion times before, it's about a woman who's at the beginning is talking on the phone with her friend who is a very good cook who is very good at making Italian food. And so this woman says, I'm going to do that too. So she dwells on how to make a proper sauce for a gnocchi dish, which, honest to God, people, it's not that fucking hard. And unless you're making the gnocchi noodles from scrap, which who the fuck does that? Anyway, but so she dwells on making it for some time, and then she cracks, and so she orders food. Then her friends come over. She has a little backyard, little gathering, and she talks about how much effort it took her to make this pasta dish. And then at the very end, after the 5 minutes, the guy who delivered the food walks into the backyard and goes, "Oh, ma'am, you forgot your garlic bread." And she turns to the camera and goes, "Fuck!" That's how it ends. I've just spoiled it for you all. And
I
I'm
mean,
like,
I don't feel spoiled.
no, because how many times has that joke either been made by people in general or been done from every skit on the planet? But basically, it's just the steamed ham thing from The Simpsons. When the principal wants to, like, he said he's going to make these steamed hams for, like, the school board head that comes by. He's going to have him over for dinner, but he burns them. So he sneaks out the back door and he goes to the burger place and gives him burgers. And then he's like, I thought you were making steamed hams. And like, this is the new way to make steamed hams. And the only even reason I remember that from The Simpsons is because it became, there was like 1 year that became a weird meme that people like did that in high art paintings or did it in like 16-bit computer graphic reanimations and stupid things. It became the nonsensical, stupid Simpsons thing to reference on the internet for like a year, maybe like 4 years ago. Otherwise,
I
I don't
think
think I'd remember that at all.
I think the legit thing that needs to be asked out of this whole story is why haven't you made high art paintings of my jokes?
Well, when you become Principal Skinner, you know that wouldn't be a bad idea. Those this cast
Yeah,
members have
high
to
art
die
paintings of
sometime.
my jokes would be genius. Wait, can we still sell NFTs? Is that something that people still buy?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I say about NFTs? No fucking thank you.
Well, that's NFTU.
Shit.
Fuck.
Yes, that you're right. It is NFT to me, Bob.
Okay.
Fuck. Okay, no fucking thanks. There we go.
Yeah, that works.
Nice fucking tuna.
I'll take that. Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Tuna's quality referenceable. So, Bob, I'm going to throw a joke at you, and this is a question that came up yesterday.
Come on.
Hey, you remember Acacia?
Yes.
Yeah. So she was at the I saw her yesterday. She was talking about Shane. I don't know if you've ever met Shane.
The guy from that Western?
Yes, yes. From the movie Shane. Yeah.
Yeah.
His real name is Shane.
Yeah, Shane. There you go. There, I told a joke.
At some point in Crossing, I'm sure you met Shane. He was around when you were regularly around. But I guess Shane is trying his to trying out the waters to be a stand-up comedian, and he has a joke, And everyone else in the room just sort of looked at Acacia because Acacia was saying, yeah, a lot of Shane's jokes don't really work or they're just awkward. But then he has one that nobody likes, but I like. And so my first thought is, well, okay, then I'm not going to like it. And I felt good that everyone else in the room and in this conversation were like, yeah, I don't get it. But she just said, you know, the people that make Schmucker's jam, they definitely sound like people that fuck.
Mm.
And that's what I did. We all went, what? And then she's like, no, it's funny because it's so absurd. Why would you say that? And then, and she started to laugh. And then everyone else was like, well, is there something in the word schmuckers? And I was like, shouldn't it be that they definitely sound like they're assholes because they're like schmucks? And then she's like, you don't need to break it down. It's because it doesn't make sense. And so for the last 24 hours, that's been haunting me. I'm like, wait, why? Why does it sound like they fuck? I don't get it. I'm like, bad jokes can ruin someone's life. This is what I'm telling you, Bob.
Is your life being ruined by that joke?
Well, at least, my evening.
Which is my whole life.
Right now it is. I'll get over it tomorrow, but for now, I'm fucked.
I don't know.
But what's better in that is just to say the word schmuckers. Schmuckers is way more fun than that whole joke.
Yeah, I know. I agree with that. That is a true statement.
Yeah.
Like, who wants to say that joke? But who wants to say schmuckers?
Yeah, then that's funny. Saying,
yeah.
So
if she had just said schmuckers as a joke, yeah. Everybody would have bust a fucking gut.
Yeah. See, I'm already laughing.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Like those classic American comedy duo, the Schmuckers Brothers.
No.
But they definitely got themselves into a jam. See, puns forever. Puns will always. People are like, it's the lowest form of humor, and I'm like, you're the lowest form of humor.
That is the most acceptable answer.
Yeah. So that's just the shit I've been thinking about today. That's all. I mean, I haven't had a lot of free time to think about stuff other than that. There was just one of the moments I came up from the basement at Eyesore to take a breather, and these people were upstairs, and they were having conversations about the concepts of jokes, and that was what Acacia brought up, and I had to dwell on that and think, like, I hate you for putting that thought in my head.
I think you need some time off, Adam.
No shit, Sherlock.
I think you need some time to relax there, bud.
You turned extra Canadian on that.
Yep.
Need some time to relax there, bud.
Well, that's how Canadians relax. You have to turn extra Canadian.
Slowly turn into bubbles. Oh, man. So, yeah, all these films that come in, and out of all the ones I talked to you about, fuck is the only one I watched.
That makes about sense.
Oh, here's one that's 6 minutes long. Maybe I should watch this. It's called Don't Blame Me. So it's really shit, but they didn't make it. They're just giving you someone else's movie.
Did you make that movie, Adam?
I mean, that sounds like something I'd say.
Just admit it. It's okay.
We got 2 features back to back that I'm going to bring up, and these are the last ones I'm going to bring up for tonight. One is called Not Another Monster Movie, hour and 24 minutes long. And one that's called, this is, you know how when we were first starting to make bad movies, and I stuck with this, that I said, the only thing I'm not going to do is zombie movies unless we do some sort of old school voodoo thing, and I feel like too many of my friends are way too white for us to really do that. But
we're way too white.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, I feel you can have 1 or 2 really white guys in that film, but you can't have them all that way, like, except for, like, one friend in there, and then it'd be like, this is just not right. This is awkward. I need to understand the genre better, but in general, we said we weren't going to do zombie movies.
Well, zombie movies are boring,
and they're just pummeled down your throat all the time. Like, if you turn on Tubi, there's a new zombie movie every 2 seconds.
Because zombie movies, they're easy to make. You can make it in one house with some brown makeup.
As long as you've got friends that'll show up. There's the one thing that they have that we can't do, to get a group scene, to get enough footage with more than 5 people in a scene at a time. I cannot make that happen.
Well, the problem is I think of that idea, and I think if I wasn't me but was friends with me, and I asked my friend me asked me if I would be in their movie, I would say no. Fuck that guy.
The problem with my friends is they want to say that, but they partially like me, so they say yes, and then they just don't show up.
See, that's worse.
Yeah,
I think I have it way better than you,
well, maybe you do have it better than me, but it just means I'm a better person.
and you have more friends.
Well,
Lucky you.
yeah, well, 5-1. What are you gonna do? Huh? Still not gonna make a career out of it. Regardless, the reason for this I'm saying is that a movie came out that on here that's called Alive: the Undead. Now, if it, so
Right.
it's just not they're not zombies at all. It's just people hanging out.
Yeah, that's a misnomer.
I wonder if it's really just about working at like an office or something. They're basically zombies.
There must be an Office zombie movie already.
Yeah, that must be. I said I wasn't going to mention any more, but I feel I have to mention these titles that I've never looked at before. Um, there's a Halloween one themed one, but it was 38 minutes, so I'm like not going to really fit in with the short film festival because it's too long to be short, but not long enough to be a feature. It's called Sam Hain, and then I watched through it and I'm like, oh, it's not very good anyway, so we're good. But there's a 3-minute one called Three Monkeys, so each monkey gets 1 minute of film. They better.
So it's a shorter version of 12 Monkeys.
Yeah, he goes to the future, and it all works out.
Yeah, he goes to the he goes back in time once and he fixes it.
Done. Yeah.
Done. Yeah. Oh, that was easy.
Yeah. I mean, this seems like the cut of 12 Monkeys you've been waiting for, as opposed to when it broke into a TV series.
Yeah, I didn't really mind the TV series to be honest.
They filmed some of it in front of the old house, the old PSI house.
Well, that's their problem.
Yeah. So it's crossed into the same universe, probably because of Dr. Tugmelli.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. He's the one that put the monkey into the into the situation.
He's the one who put the monkey into Dunstan checks in.
Dunstan checks the fuck out. Lastly, I haven't checked this one, so it will show up as new. So if you want to, 30 minutes. It's called Bewitch, but it's the letter B, WITCH is one word. Bewitch.
So it's Bwitch.
Bwitch. Yeah, Bwitch.
It's
Bwitch.
Bwitch with a speech impediment. What's up, Bwitch?
Oh wait, is this what? Oh yeah, it is. Oh, I'm gonna watch this one. I might even play this next year. It's an older, weird short. The guy Kevin Strange had sent one in earlier, which I kind of liked. Which was a legit short. But then I knew he had a feature from a few years back, and I see it was actually here all along, called Cockhammer. And it's about a demon with wires sticking out of his head, and he has a hammer for a dick.
I mean, I feel like this conversation could be said about anything.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean,
it's that generic.
and the director's name is Kevin Strange.
Kevin Strange. Hey, hey, how you doing today? Oh, good. Yeah, I just went out for a run and just got a demon with a wire and a hammer for a dick.
Seems normal for you in the extremely ordinary adventures of Kevin Strange.
That's
Now
right.
on the WB, boo 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 boo, Kevin Strange.
Remember the WB before they bought UPN and then now they suck, I guess. That's the only way to say it.
When WB bought the UPN and then they went PU.
Now, come on.
After all the shit I've said today, that gets a, oh come on.
Yeah, that's enough.
That's
enough.
Stop. Just stop.
you stop it. This is a podcast. Things like that aren't said on podcasts. Things that dumb aren't said on podcasts.
Things that are dumb aren't said on podcasts.
I said that dumb.
Oh man, fuck! Since we've been talking, 5 more things have come in. This is why on November 1st it needs to stop.
I mean, you could, as things went along, you could have just like gotten rid of the ones you didn't want to keep, so it wouldn't be a massive list. Like, as you went, you could have done that. That would have been easier.
I mean, I've done it. I started doing that actually to a few of them. Like I have been doing it, but There was ones that I wanted to sit on, thinking, well, maybe I would like to do something with in the future, but you're right. I've been slacking on that, and I could go through that. But even that, it was just like as more things come in, I just stopped caring. So even if I stopped,
You're the best film festival runner on the planet.
oh,
I'm just telling
I
you,
guarantee
the
you,
best.
the rest of them do that too. Most of the film fests that
But they
happen in
don't
the
have
fall.
podcasts where they talk about how little they care about
Well,
their
and
festival anymore.
that's why this is important. That's why this show is interesting, and it's important because it tells you what really happens.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. I guarantee
And
you.
that being a few months in, you went, fuck this.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm sure that any fall festival has chosen 90% of their deal in like February, and they just sort of leave it open in case something surprises them, or they just want to make sure they didn't miss that one piece of gold. Because if I had quit on next year's event a couple weeks ago, I wouldn't have realized that Cockhammer came in, and I just found that out now.
Uh-huh.
And we need Cockhammer. That's a shirt we're gonna sell at the show. It just says "We need Cockhammer." Sarita just came back in the room and she just turned and looked at me and went, "What?"
I mean, that probably seems normal to Sarita.
I mean, yeah, that's why she didn't say no, Adam. She just looked at me. That's all that needs to be done.
Another
Again.
$15. Let's go back to the magic shop.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, February. Fuck.
You know what?
I don't
You know
even.
what the problem
Fuck
with?
February.
You know what the
Had nothing
problem
to
with
do
this is going with this conversation?
What?
This conversation started like 40 minutes ago when I asked you, what are we doing after March?
And I was just gonna tell you.
said,
I was just gonna say. I was gonna say.
just gonna say. 40 minutes later.
Because we have tons of time. We're only doing 2 shows a month, and next month we're gonna have a Halloween special. So we're gonna go right off topic and do all sorts of things about other horror movies that you hate. So it's gonna be just like this show.
What is that? How do we not have a spin-off podcast? Horror movies you like that Bob doesn't. I mean, it's an infinite podcast. It can never run out.
Right, exactly. See? So we got tons of stuff to talk about. We're going to have a Christmas special. We'll have a New Year's special in January. So that only gives us one episode for each of those months to do. And then in February, it's all going to be about the countdown to Terrible Fest in March. Then after it happens in March, we're going to then talk about the outcome, how it went, what we liked about it, what was good. Then by the time we're bored of that, it'll be April. So it's
That's
like
what I'm getting to. This
so
is
one
where I
episode-
wanted. This is where I started.
And
What's
this
happening in April? Here we go.
and that's where we
Fucking thrill me.
and that's when we open it up again. And we open it up again and we start new. We start getting new shit in.
I am telling you, that doesn't sound as good as a podcast where I bitch about other people's likes.
What I am telling you is that in every episode, that's going to happen anyway.
I know, but I mean, let's get paid for it.
So, well, then you guys better go and donate to the Patreon. Send $1 in there just for the fuck of it. You can send it to slamreport@gmail.com for our PayPal if you just want to send us money for pizza. Or, again, join the Patreon, patreon.com/Ride at the Movies. Ride at the Movies is our mothership name. Otherwise, we're terriblefest.com, where you can watch all the YouTube videos, links on there. You can watch all my terrible reviews. Just recently watched Shark Side of the Moon.
Yeah, that's what we talked about last time. I
I
told you that was on there.
Yeah, and since then I have watched it and I have reviewed it. And all I will tell you, because you can go read the full review on there, but I will tell you is for an asylum film made in the last 5 years, it's one of the first times I can say I liked it. It's shit.
Oh, no way.
It's extremely shit,
But,
but I liked
it's
it.
Fun. Is it fun though?
But it doesn't do what asylum films do. And I'm not getting, I'm gonna try not to get into this. But the one thing it doesn't do that most asylum films do, it's not a bunch of talking heads sitting in an office. It actually continues to do stuff. It becomes a straight on like comic book. It's wacky. It's stupid as shit. It's constantly giving you science tips that are not true.
That's
and
good.
and
Well, good for them.
and it keeps going. I advise watching it. no way. If you think it's good, you've got something mentally wrong with you. But you shouldn't be bored by it. Almost every asylum film, like all those, like Atlantic Rim and shit like that, they're just boring. They're
No,
just
yeah,
th-
that's the thing because it's like a formula where it's just like film two, like goofy, bad budget sci-fi scenes or horror scenes, and then just 80 minutes of people talking.
and this isn't homaging anything. It's not a blockbuster ripoff. It's just done how I make movies. It's based off a pun.
Yeah, exactly. Shark Side of the Moon.
Yeah. And what I will spoil it though, and I do put it in the review as a spoiler, the they don't really swear much to the movie, but the last line of the movie is one of the characters just go, we're fucked. And on the word fuck, it cuts halfway through and goes into da 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 credits.
Nice.
So therefore,
Yeah,
you
no,
know
I'll
you
totally
got
watch
good
it.
stuff there.
It's on my list.
All right, good.
Put it on
Good.
the list.
It's better than Titanic 666. That was like the one at the beginning of the year that they were all like, to be original Asylum movie. This will be hilariously bad. Yeah, whatever. Fuck it.
It's just my life. That's hilariously bad.
Yeah. So anyway, gonna be tons of stuff for us to talk about. We're gonna have a Halloween episode next month. Well, we also have on the 28th, next Wednesday, I think that is, or next Thursday. I think it's next Wednesday. On the WOC Twitch page, not mine. I will be on there invading their show. And so Morgan of WOC and I will be having a clip show battle off. It'll be Riot at the Movie clips versus WOC clips. We'll be showing off weird stuff. And then we're going to have a return match at some point next month on my channel on a more Halloween themed thing for October. But for this month, about 5 days away from now, unless you're listening to this later, so you might have missed it. But on the 28th of September, 8 p.m. on Twitch. I'll again put stuff in the comments about it. You can check out that weird show. After an hour of us doing a clip battle, Morgan Zen is going to play. He always plays some Lost Media on his show. He's ending it with a pilot for a Murder, She Wrote ripoff starring the mom from Everyone Loves Raymond and Grandma's Boy.
Oh, Patricia Heaton.
Yeah, I think she's the one who stars it. I might be wrong.
No, you don't mean Ray Romano's wife.
No, I mean his mom.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
Patricia Heaton's the actress who plays his wife.
Oh,
but I
okay.
mean,
Yeah,
they have kids, don't they?
it's true. I guess she's a mom too. Yeah. So, but no,
Come on,
his
Adam.
mom, Ray Romano's mom, but the one who's in Grandma's Boy.
Ray Romano's mom, his mom.
Yeah. But anyway, it's so check that out. It'll be fun. You can go and comment, make fun of us, and tell us how crap we're doing. You can also do that.
What are we doing in October?
Well,
We're gonna talk about bad movies. That's what we do right now.
yeah. Well, and so guys, send us comments and clips of things you want or ideas you want us to do for a Halloween special. But also in October, on the 14th, I got the short film festival, and you'll be able to watch a condensed version of that on our Twitch channel and the Right at the Movies channel, as well as come down to ISOR to watch it. Of course, you, Bob, will have to watch it online, and you'll have to tell people in the comments constantly everything they watch is stupid.
Well, Adam, like I say to you every week, I don't have to do anything.
Okay, fine, Bob.
There you go.
Well then, we'll see you all in 2 weeks on here, and then we'll see you at ISOR on the 14th. Except for Bob, he'll be invisible.
No, I just won't be there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine then.
Like invisible.
Yeah. Morally invisible.
Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah. Well then, thanks once again, Bob. Thanks for putting your phone down on the table.
I didn't. I've picked it up.
Oh, now you're
trying
just...
to prove a
Ah!
point to you. Trying to prove a point to you.
You just picked it up there, I can tell.
No.
No.
I've been holding it this whole fucking time.
All right. So now you can go to the bathroom. You don't have to hold it any longer.
No.
No. You can hold it still?
I'm gonna hold it until it explodes.
Well, see how that works out next time. Tune in 2 weeks to find out how much of Bob's bowels have exploded. That's worth tuning in for.
It's true.
All right. And one last time, as Bob leaves the stage.
That's a long dance set. That's like 50 songs.
Yeah. You must be tired now. Make sure to spray yourself down.
Spritz.
Good night.